Meeting to order. If you wouldn't mind standing for the invocation and pledge. Please bow your heads. Lord, please give us the wisdom to make the decisions that are right for our community in this Transportation Committee meeting today. Please allow the decisions that we make and the works that we do be pleasing to you. We ask that you please keep our county employees, visitors, and all residents of Horry County safe while they are here visiting or in their day-to-day lives. In your name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. I see that we have no public input set up or scheduled for today, so we'll move on to a review and approval of the agenda contents. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. All right, ayes have it. Now we'll move to approval of the minutes for the March 24th, 2026 meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
All in favor? All right, moving on to discussion items. We will have Randy Plummer come up and speak with us about the APWA Region 3 Backhoe Rodeo Champion. Well, Justin Herring, how are you?
Good question.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the committee, for having us today. It's good to talk about one of our shining stars among many in the Public Works Department. A couple of months ago, Justin was invited to compete in the APWA Region 3 competition, which is a competition among 7 different states that makes up Region 3. There were 19 competitors across those 7 states. They competed in 2 different events, one with a backhoe, one with an excavator. He kind of made it easy on them because they would take a combination of the scores and determine a winner. Well, Justin not only won one competition, he won both. So he was the overall winner. So we just wanted to highlight Justin and congratulate him on a job well done and a very good representative for the county.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Would you like to say anything? All right. Do we need to do that in executive session, this next item?
No, sir.
Okay. Then David, come on up. Talk about the road fee lawsuit update.
So as you know, we have been litigating the road user fee lawsuit since 2021, 2022. The Supreme Court General Assembly passed a bill that they made retroactive to allow everyone's fee, and that was challenged. There was some case law from the 70s on through that would not allow the General Assembly to have a retroactive bill. The Supreme Court overruled itself in the Georgetown and Orangeburg County cases. So we would anticipate ours being dropped sometime in the next 30 days.
Okay. Any questions? No? All right. Thank you, David. Next, we've got the beach renourishment update from Brandon Elvis.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Very well.
Good, good. So yeah, just a quick update on the beach renourishment that's going on. The work that's going on, was going on in Reach 1 has been completed. That's mainly up in the North Myrtle Beach area. Then the contractor moved down to Reach 2, which is basically the Myrtle Beach area. They completed about 30% of the work there and then moved up to the Arcadian Shores project. So as you know, we've got 2 projects kind of going on concurrently. The much larger federally funded Reach 1, 2, and 3 project, which is by the Army Corps of Engineers, and then the Arcadian Shores project, which is locally funded as a joint effort with the Horry County and City of Myrtle Beach. So this map here, this is actually from last week. We put this together in preparation for the meeting. This map is, the contractor is a lot further along this morning than this map indicates. You can see there that the work that they, in green, is what they had completed so far. That's basically from Singleton Swash and then up north to Apache Pier. So since then, as of the last update we received this morning, They've completed from Singleton Swash all the way to about, I know you can't read the numbers there, but station -5. So they are right now currently, as of today, probably closer to 3/4 of the way through the project. So, but the Horry County portion started on May 6th, and that quantity is 220,000 cubic yards. And as of May 17th, approximately 204,214 cubic yards had been placed. So the Myrtle Beach portion started May 17th, and then that is 230,000 cubic yards. And the projected completion date was May 29th. Like I said, when we put this slideshow together last week, that was the anticipated completion date, but it's moved just a tad to May 31st now. So this is what the project looks like. This right here is actually subline 2, which come up on the in between the Apache Pier and Singleton Swash. So basically, the dredge goes out to the bar pit area. It dredges the material off the bottom of the ocean, stores it on the dredge. The dredge then travels to where the submerged pipeline is, hooks onto that submerged pipeline, and then using seawater to push that sand up onto the beach. So this one, originally, that elbow that you see laying there was flipped in the other direction, and they pumped north up to Apache Pier. And then once they finished that, they rotated it over and then pumped south towards Singleton Swash. Since then, all this work is completed. The pipeline is removed. All of that is off of the beach now. So this is what it looks like whenever that material comes up on shore. They basically use dozers to push up berms around the area. The pump then discharges that material onto the beach. When it's coming through the pipeline, it's moving at an extremely high velocity. That velocity is what keeps the sand particles suspended. Once it's discharged out onto the beach, velocity slows down. When velocity slows down, particles settle out, and then water trickles back out away from the area. That's the material coming up onto the beach. This one here, you can see how they built the berm around the area, and they discharge it in there. And then once it's had a little bit of time for the water to drain out of it, then they'll use the dozers to work it on the beach and shape it and form it into what it needs to look like. That's what you see going on here. They're shaping it. As you can see in the foreground at the bottom of the screen, you can see how it's already kind of shaped there. And so then they're working in the work area there. This picture here, this is a great one. As you can see in the foreground, up close here, you can see material's already been placed, already been dressed, raked out, good to go. That's Singleton Swash there through the middle. And then you can see them working on the north side, south side of Singleton Swash there. So this picture also is good. If you look, you can see how narrow the beach is ahead of the machinery, and then how wide the beach is right there at the machinery where the material is just placed. So this is a good one to see visually, how much material is being added to the beach. So like we were just saying, so Reach 1 is completed. That was 100% federally funded. It's by the Army Corps of Engineers. That's the Hurricane Ian Restoration Project. Reach 1 started in mid-December and is now complete. Reach 2, they started in February and then moved to the Arcadian Shores project. They'll be coming back late May. Whenever they finish up Arcadian, they'll be coming back to Reach 2. And looks like they got about 5 more days or so in Arcadian Shores. Then they'll be back in Reach 2. And then they'll move on to Reach 3 after that. So this is Reach 2. The work in green has been completed. Right there in the middle is what they're planning to come back to here in a few weeks, and then finishing it up by the end of June or so. So one thing to note on that too, the main workhorse that the contractors had on this project is the Amelia Island. It's their newest dredge. It's also their largest dredge. But they do have another dredge, a smaller one, the Padre Island, which has been working down in Florida and is now on its way to another job. But on its way to the next job, it's going to be passing through the area, and it has some time. So the Padre Island is going to stop in and help out for several weeks before moving on to its next job. So the Padre Island is going to complete the work there on sublines. We already jumped to Reach 3. But the 2 sublines, which are, so the Amelia Island has already worked its way south. Padre Island is going to pick up and pump on shore at the next 2 sublines. The Amelia Island will be pumping on at the 3rd subline down from there. So they'll be working concurrently for the next couple of weeks. As of Friday, the Padre Island was still in Florida, but as of today, it is on its way. It's just offshore and a little bit to the south of Savannah right now today. So it's en route to the area. So that's all I got. Any questions?
Any questions from the council?
No?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, moving along, we will have a ride update from Anna Barnhill, who said she said Victor Wembanyama is already hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy.
That's right. The Wimby.
Before we had to get started, if you'll indulge me for a second,
I
I
will.
wanted to introduce you to John Christensen. John is our deputy ride program manager, just like Anna is. We brought him on board. He has a number of years, I won't say how many. He has a number of years on the heavy civil side doing large regional projects, interstate level work, and he will be a great addition to our team. He's been working more on the construction side as well. He is a professional engineer, professional land surveyor, and will be a great addition to this team. I just want to let y'all meet him because he'll be in front of you in the future, I'm sure, as well. So.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Would you like to add anything?
Just 3 weeks on the job now, if you don't count the first week of orientation
Yeah.
too, so I'm gonna let Anna talk most.
That's okay. I don't mind.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, John.
All right. Well, this is going to be kind of a brief update, but that does not mean that there's not a lot happening on some of our ride jobs. I'm going to start, familiar. Currently under construction, we've got the dirt roads, and then, this is pretty much the same list that you have seen earlier, but we've got a lot of jobs that have a lot going on, so we'll get into those. Updating on the Group 3 Ride 3 dirt roads, we now have 6.83 miles paved. You can see the roads there that have been completed. Right now under construction, we have Bedford, Maple Wild, Sweet Home, and Turner Road. And upcoming, we have Bonnie Bay and Booth Road, Harrelson, and New Dawn Lane. So there's been a lot of activity on the dirt roads, and more to come. As far as 701 widening in North Conway, I know everybody's been excitedly anticipating this one. The contractor did begin mobilizing last week. We've had our pre-con. They've gotten, I don't know how many of you came that way, have gone that way recently, but they've gotten a bunch of barrels set up. They've started putting their traffic control out. They've started mobilizing equipment in anticipation of starting. I think they would have started this week had we not had the weather we've had, but as soon as things dry out, I anticipate seeing a lot of activity beginning on 701. In addition, Santee Cooper has been out there relocating their poles in the job site, so that this project should be able to make a lot of headway. That's kind of the last of the utilities it has to get moved, so they should have kind of a clean slate to work in once they do get going. Another project that's got, this is the 501 realignment. I can't remember if they had started or if they had taken the buildings down the last time we met, or if it was getting ready to start, but we have had the removal of the buildings in Myrtle Beach, and so a lot of activity is taking place in those areas where the buildings had been, and so there's been a lot of activity out there. One thing I wanted to mention, on all of these big projects, we do have summer lane closure restrictions that started as of Monday, Memorial Day. But a lot of these projects will continue to have activity because there's a lot of area that can be worked in outside of the lane closures on all of these projects. So the only thing that is restricted are lane closures, not the work. So this project in the area where the buildings were is still going to have a lot of activity taking place over the summer. We also have the 501 mainline widening, and if you've ridden through there, there has been a flood of activity over the last month out there. What they've gotten installed is the new third lane. They've gotten the base installed on that new third lane and some intermediate. And so what you'll see this week, beginning this week, is they're going to be installing barrier wall, blocking off the inside lane. So you'll now be shifting traffic to the new outside lane, the two outside lanes, because over the summer, I think I mentioned in our last update, there's going to be a lot of work taking place on drainage in the median. So they finally got the paving kind of completed last week in the outside lane and the intersections. And so this week you should see the barrier wall going up, the shifting of lanes to the outside two lanes, so that over the summer the work can take place in the median, so that when the summer lane closure restrictions are lifted, they will be able to do the final asphalt servicing and paving. The 17 business intersections, again, this update's pretty much the same because we are still in the utility relocation window until later in June. Utilities have been relocating. They've been doing some drainage work and, just some sort of activities that can be taking place while the utilities are relocating. But hopefully that utility window is going to wrap up here shortly. I don't know if you've ridden down there, but there's a ton of barrels out there. There's a lot happening. Again, this is another one that's got lane closure restrictions, but it also has a staging plan. So we'll have different stages of traffic control down there, and work will be happening over the summer. We'll just try to limit those lane closures on 17, so work will be happening on the side streets during the summer. Now, I know since we've spoken, a lot has taken place on Forest Brook. The clearing and grubbing contract began in earnest this month. And in particular on the Dick Pond Road end, there has been a lot of clearing taking place down there. There's been clearing activity. There's been some demolition activity, I believe, started last week, and is starting to really change kind of the face of that end of the Forest Brook project. Right now, their clearing is starting on the Dick Pond Road end and moving towards 501. Also, the utilities have gotten out there and gotten a jump on getting their relocations, kind of trying to follow behind the clearing. But if you haven't ridden down there, especially, like I said, on the Dick Pond end, there is a lot of activity taking place. And then finally, we talked about this one last time, but Jessica has gotten some good drone shots since we spoke. But the widening project in Loris is essentially complete. There are still a few more punch list items to take place, but we did get these drone shots of the project, and it really looks good. And so I wanted to share some pics of this one. This upcoming list is pretty much the same. For Ride 3, we've got these 4 projects that are still out there upcoming. Not much has changed on this slide as far as those projects go. And again, this slide has just had, I know it's hard to read, but some of the financials have been updated on this slide to reflect the work that's been taking place over the last couple of months. Got a couple more completes, a couple more in constructions, so work has been moving right along. Again, this upcoming list is pretty much the same. We have a few more projects over the next couple of months that we'll be looking at to get designers on board, but this list has not changed much since the last time we met. And finally, we've added, I think, February and March revenues since the last time we met. Again, we're trending pretty darn close to the projected revenues for the project. We had a good month of March. February was a little bit lower, but it's, again, trending pretty close to our projected revenues so far. Once we get April's revenues, we will have a full year of collections, the first full year of collections under our belt. And that's all I've got. Are there any questions?
Anybody from the committee? I have a couple.
Okay.
So if I'm reading this one right, we're about $1.5 million shy of what we had projected as far as revenue collection goes.
Right.
Do you think April will cover that?
I don't know if April will cover it, but again, $1.5 million is
Not a lot.
it's not terrible. So yeah.
And then,
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, right, well, yeah.
We don't want
it's not, yeah, it's not a lot of.
It's not a
That's the
penny.
total
Yeah,
project cost.
Right.
Right.
It's not detrimental.
Right.
And then, on the RIDE 4 upcoming, the
Right.
ones that are in design and permitting, do we have any idea what the anticipated completion date or when people can see dirt moving on those projects?
Most of the projects that are in design so far, I think anticipated around a 2 to 3 year design schedule. So some of them, that are, I would say, simpler, we're hoping we can push that. For instance, the interchange project at
30
yeah. Well, no, because that's that one. But I'm saying of those, I was talking about the interchange on to Grissom and 17. That one should be a fairly simple one to get pushed on the schedule. But for most of the ones in design, we're seeing a 24 to 36 month projected schedule for design. And then, construction, we're anticipating to be around 2 to 3 years on the
So I
most.
know this is personal to me and not the rest of them.
Right.
Like, the three I get the most complaints about are,
Right.
are River Oaks, Augusta Plantation, and the Grissom Interchange. So when do you think we'll see dirt moving on any one of those three projects?
We got the Augusta Plantation, we got the draft final plans last week for review, so we're reviewing them now. So that one is, very close. We've got to review the plans. They've got to work on right-of-way and permitting. Again, the other two are somewhere around the 24 to 36. The design has just started in the last few months.
For the interchange project, we should go to construction.
We got a pretty good head start on that.
Right.
Yeah.
The things that hold projects up or that take longer, that one doesn't have a whole lot of that. So it should be able to go pretty quickly.
River Oaks and the interchange project should finish around within a few months of each other, 12 months of each other, around 2030 or so.
It was 2029
Finish.
last time. It was 2029 last time we spoke. Now it's
Well, it was
2030.
December of 29, January of 30.
Okay. All right.
I got one.
Sure.
Sand Ridge 31,
Yes.
has the route been picked yet, or that be just later in the design process?
No, route's not been picked yet. We've awarded design contract on it right now, so the alignment hasn't been selected.
When do you think Forest Brook Road, when is that gonna be complete?
They've got the clearing and grubbing contract ends in December, ends in December, and I think they've got the letting for the construction contract also in December. So they're anticipating that construction to last until the end of 2029, early 2030.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you. All right. Lost my place. RJ Corman, annual railroad update from Adam Boyles.
It's been a while.
How are you?
Good, sir.
Good.
And I got Jackson Craig with me too, so I'll give us our Christie update too. Appreciate it this time of year, kind of give you an update on where we are with the railroad. Next slide, please. I got the computer, sorry. All right, so just quick, most of y'all know this already, I go over this every time. We acquired this line in 2015, several grants along the way to get it from an abandoned railroad to an in-service line. Have you all heard my spiel? This year though, we're excited. That's why Jackson's here. We are going to include this in our Christie grant application. Pretty substantial, for there's a lot of crossings, and you see the main line through Horry County, you know kind of what it looks like, so it'll upgrade all that for us. So we'll let Jackson go through that. Quick overview, 103-mile railroad, Marion County, Columbus, Horry County, 3 counties. Currently in Horry County specifically, 18 customers. In 2025, we had a little rough year with several being weather, some operational impacts from a lot of our shippers. Kind of had a little dip for the first time since we acquired the line. But in 2026, we're kind of trending back to that growth pattern we saw since 16 when our first carload came across. So, 5,200 carloads this year, talking 21,000 truckloads on Horry County, specifically 501, right? So it's kind of, we like to tout what we try to get off of 501 as much as possible. Getting carloads, we're anticipating 8,400. We're going to try to get to 10,000 carloads on this railroad. Some announcements coming, some new customers, hopefully the next couple years. But we continue to see, as you can see, the growth is trending back in the right direction from what we saw since 16. I'll let Jackson go over this.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jackson Curran, part of our government affairs team at RJ Corman. Just a little bit about the Christie program. I know we were here towards the end of the year last year talking about, Horry County match and kind of the scope. In terms of the scope and everything, nothing really has changed. The only change you might see is that our engineering team increased the contingency / escalation percentage by a couple percentage points, but nothing changing in the scope wise. So still mainly upgrades on our ties, track, switches, and so forth. For the Christie program itself, when we came to you first last year, we were kind of just waiting on the FRA to give us an announcement of when the notice of funding opportunity would come out. And we just were gathering all the information we needed due to past applications that we had, and we're kind of just waiting. And we were waiting and waiting. And finally, April 20th came around of this year, and the FRA announced that they were taking in applications. And at first, it was only going to be for the pool was about $1 billion at the federal level. They ended up combining fiscal year 2025 and fiscal year 2026, and now the available pool is about $2 billion, a little over that. And we have until June 22nd, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to submit those applications. And right now, we're kind of just ironing out the details. We have all the information. It's kind of just waiting on what they would have liked to see in each application moving forward. Again, we've done applications like this in the past, so we're pretty pro with it. And dealing with our grant writer, he's very confident that this application runs smoothly. And then kind of an application process after we apply. They want to have awards out towards the end of the year before midterm elections. We'll see about that just depending on the timeline of when the NOFO came out. It'll be up in the air, but we'll keep you guys updated on when those awards will come out. So again, as you see up on the screen, this is kind of just an overview of, the Carolina lines as a whole, Horry County specific, and where the money's going and the impact on the Carolina lines itself. This is the RJ Corman owned portion of the line, but it's also all in Horry County. All the work is going to be done in Horry County, as you can see here. Ties, servicing, tie disposal, switch ties, ballast, and so forth. You can see the cost associated with it. Again, no change in the scope since the last time we talked. And then here's the lease line portion that you guys can see here. Milepost lines, same type of work, ties, servicing, tie disposal, switch install, rail replacement, and so forth. You can see that. I believe you guys have a PowerPoint too, if you want to look at it later.
Yeah, so it's 17 crossings in Horry County. It's $16.8 million, $9 million investment in the line that, we own some, you all own some. It's a partnership. We've been in it for a while on this line, so we're pretty excited about this application.
And we've gotten a lot of support from it as well, at the state level and federal level. Everyone loves this project, and it's much needed, so glad to see that.
Where's our funding portion coming from, David?
I think you allocated around $1 million in matching funds last year.
It's on
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
That grant match is funded in the 2027 budget.
Right.
yeah.
The question was, I'm sorry, thank you. What's the source of the?
Where's the source of the revenue?
I believe at the moment that is coming from the interest earned in the CIP and Fund 200.
Okay, thank you.
And for clarity purposes, we're submitting 1.41 from the county. I think it could go up to 1.5, I believe, was the resolution. That's where it ended up at 1.4.
Any questions from the committee?
So, appreciate you all.
Hey, guys.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to resolutions. A resolution to accept the roads and drainage in the following subdivisions into the Horry County Maintenance System. Number 1, Auberon Woods Phase 3. Number 2, Auberon Woods Phase 6. Number 3, Hanfield Place Phase 1B. Number 4, Hanfield Place Phase 1C. Number 5, Hanfield Place Phase 2A. Number 6, Warner Crossing Phase 1. Any comments from the committee? I entertain a motion to accept. Second. All in favor? All right. Next, a resolution approving the allocation of County Council Community Benefit Funds. Ashley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We've got one today, and it's for the Christian Academy Funds will be used to make improvements to the athletic complex fields such as bleachers, lights, practice field expansion, safety netting, backstop extensions, and baseball dugouts. They'll be getting $2,334 in combinations from District 1 and 2.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
All in favor? All right, it passes. And then the third resolution to authorize the transfer of funds to and the designation of impact fee and tree mitigation projects for the Ana Recreation Center project to fund additional costs associated with the new recreation center and site amenities. Jamie.
Good afternoon. So the resolution before you is for additional funding for the Ana Recreation Center. The new cost of this project is $14,310,000, which exceeds the budget by $4,025,000. In April, we brought you a resolution that added $3.5 million to this project. $1.85 million of that was from general CIP contingency. With the new impact fee structure, which now allows us to use impact fees for recreation centers, we're requesting to return that $1.85 million back to contingency. We would then request to use $1.9 million in impact fees, $300,000 from tree mitigation funds, and $175,000 from Sunday alcohol sales to cover the additional $525,000 in costs associated with this project.
So I'm not necessarily opposed to anything here, but is it accurate that we have passed the new impact fee? Didn't we postpone that at the last council meeting? Is this out of order, I guess, at this time?
It would not be out of order because the 1.9 million is cash in hand. Within the impact fee fund, it has not been deployed to a project. So that is actually collected funds.
Okay. So then I'll entertain a motion to approve. Anybody second it? Any questions? Comments? None? All right. All in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you. All right. Next, on to the reading of ordinances. An ordinance to repeal or remove the provision in Section 19-12 of the Horry County Code of Laws, which allocates a portion of the road maintenance fee to support public transportation within the county. Sam.
Hey, how you doing? Members of council, chairman. Essentially, this is a change in funding sources. In 2022, through the road maintenance fee, a certain allocation, $6.50, was allocated towards public transportation. By virtue of Ride 4 passing, it's a new funding source. 5.45% of that fund is dedicated to mass transit and mass transit capital-related projects. Essentially, this is getting rid of one, replacing it with another.
Okay. Any questions from the committee? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you, Chairman.
Let's have it. Thank you. All right. I don't believe we have any old business to discuss. David, there's no executive session for this meeting today. All right. Next meeting will be July 21st, 2026. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All right. We are adjourned. Thank you.